Bourbon, Broncos, and No BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. It's game day, Broncos country, week 3 of the 2025 season. And guys, this is a big game. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to go out as far to say this is almost as much of a must-win game in week 3 as you can possibly get. So Adam and I are going to be here to talk about the game, break down all the last-minute information, take your comments and your questions. But we'll wait for people to come on in here. Adam, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm probably like a lot of Broncos fans today, man. I'm a little nervous. Got the butterflies going already because from what you said, this is about as big a game as you can have for week 3 of the season. The Raiders, the Chargers are can potentially be 3-0 and 2-0 in the division and already have a very substantial lead that may be hard to overcome. So to not let them stake out that far ahead, it may come down to today. So yeah, it's about as big as you can get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, and the Chargers going up 3-0 in the division, that's half the divisional games. You got to imagine they're going to beat the Raiders again. So now you can assume they're 4-0 in the division. Let's say worst case, they beat the Chiefs again. Now they're 5-0. And then we beat, maybe we beat them the next time at the end of the season. They're 5-1 in the division. That means we're also going to have to be 5-1 in the division, and then have a chance to win it.
Yeah, and then it comes down to tiebreakers and
you don't want to be there.
And you don't want to get into that. How about we do this? Let's take care of our business today, and we'll saddle up with the Chargers at home when it probably matters a little bit more. So
for sure. Yeah.
Well, before we get into more specifics, guys, post your comments, post your questions, hit that share button for me. Let's get as many Broncos fans in here as we possibly can.
Yes.
Adam, let's start with some of the big Broncos news. Looking at the inactives list, obviously the two big names from this week, Evan Ingram. I almost said Singleton. And I was like, don't put that evil on him. Evan Ingram, and then Dre Greenlaw, not just out this week, but is placed on IR. And dude, so obviously we've played without Greenlaw so far this season, so it's tough to say, like, are we really going to miss him? Well, we've missed having that presence and that talent that he presents when he's healthy all year. And, we're looking at Singleton's been struggling, right? And so now it's like there's a big inside linebacker problem in general. But then with Evan Ingram out, man, Lucas Kroll might need to step up today, buddy. I'm just saying.
And the thing is, as president, CEO, lead technician, and goodwill brand ambassador for the Lucas Kroll fan club, I think he's up to the task. But that is not important right now. I'm starting to get a little nervous about the Dre Greenlaw injury, and I think Broncos country should be. We were told that the quad injury was a non-issue, and then he pulls up one day in one practice, and that has seemingly set him back all the way until the Giants game at this point. So yeah, I think it's totally. It's not me being hyperbolic. It's not me being the sky is falling. All that, it is like
right
when you're going into the season with Alex Singleton, who is a good backer, but then you're going in with the Justin Sternods of the world, and that is a concern, especially if you think that you have a championship caliber defense. That is a major weakness, and you saw last week when they are not good, that defense tends to be a little bit ordinary. I mean, you saw Singleton blow a coverage last week. You saw Sternod blow several assignments last week. So to not have Dre Greenlaw there now, like, we haven't been able to totally feel it, but we felt it last week when his backup did not play very well.
Yeah. So it's just tough to break down in general because, Dre Greenlaw presents, again, so much talent on the field when he is healthy. And you can see that teams are going to start really picking us apart over the middle. And that's what worries me today about 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐤, because you think back to last year in game 2, we played against him. He lit us up over the middle. And so if I'm the Chargers, I'm looking at these injuries and I'm looking at the way the inside linebackers are playing. And even the entire backfield last game was not good. They were average at best, maybe even below that. So if I'm Herbert, I'm looking at what the Colts did, and I'm saying they threw to Pat Surtain. They were able to find ways to make it work. And guess what? Herbert is a little bit better than Danny Dimes.
What?
Right. So if I'm Herbert, I'm looking at this going, you know what? If Danny Dimes can do it, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to make just as much, if not more, happen. And so Pat Surtain has got to be ready. He better not be walking into there thinking like, okay, they're not going to target me as much. He had better be on his A game, because I would be surprised if they don't try to go after him early.
That's a good point. I know that he did not give up a lot of yards after catch, but they targeted Surtain 9 times. So that shows that they are not that maybe that has to be the plan going forward for some defenses or offenses versus our defense. That out of the way. Going back to the Evan Ingram thing, that has been probably one of the bigger disappointments of the young season just in general. I mean, I think the guy has under 5 catches, no scores, has a back issue to go along with this calf thing that he suffered in game. So, I mean, where do you think he fit? I mean, if I kind of wrote about and put it on the website this week that the Broncos right now have a bunch of they don't have a lead horse right now. They have a bunch of, really good pieces, and they have a stable full of thoroughbreds, but they don't have one guy that's taken that lead yet. And now even Evan Ingram is even farther back in that process. So Kev, who are you looking for to kind of take that step and be like, that's our dude?
Yeah, dude, I'd like to see Pat Bryant get more involved.
Okay.
I know not from the tight end area that you're talking about right there, but I think he can make up from some of that production that Evan Ingram is supposed to, we haven't seen during the regular season yet, supposed to bring to the table, right? Get this young guy more looks. He's shown like he has some really good football IQ, solid football moves and fundamentals there. So get him more involved, and then utilize your tight ends more for just the blocking scheme, right? So we have the talent in the wide receiver room to make up the loss of Evan Ingram today. And I would suspect that if the coaching staff felt that losing Evan Ingram would have been detrimental to their game plan today, they might have played. I mean, I don't know the extent of the injury, right? But it kind of seemed like this happened later in the week. So can we afford to let you sit for a week, and get you back or, hey, this is a divisional game again in this particular situation. We really need you out there today. So to me, that tells me there's confidence in making up that other area there. I do want to bring up this comment here though. Sean from across the pond in London, man. Hey, Sean, are you going to the game here in a few weeks? Let me know if you are or not, man. I'd love to get in touch with you and have you send over some photos and maybe some videos and whatnot.
Ooh.
If you're going to the game and doing all that stuff. But he does think it'll be a tight game, but we will come out on top. And that'll lead me into, guys, remember, in about 20 minutes, we're going to open up the score prediction challenge. I'll be going over the rules, but big thing, if you get the score prediction correct and the Broncos win, you will win a Broncos jersey on us of your choice. So make sure you stay tuned for that to open up at the bottom of the hour as we start going through score predictions and talking about those. Paula, it is good to see you as always. I know you've been a long time fan, so thank you for tuning in as always. And we got Anthony, another longtime fan as well, who is up in here. Guys, start posting in the comments. What are some things that you're concerned about? Maybe you're feeling positive about? And just, again, no score predictions yet. They do not count until it's officially open on the hour. But what are some of the things that you've heard about throughout the week, or something that you're concerned about that you want to talk about? But Adam, so I think that was kind of the closing of my comment there, was just, I think they're feeling confident in who they have in the team.
Right.
It's just a matter of going out and utilizing that and scheming the game correctly and getting the ball to these playmakers.
Yeah, and they are getting Nate Atkins back. They did talk about, or Sean Payton specifically talked about Nate Atkins and just how many hats he wears in the offense. So maybe there needs to be more of like maybe a glue guy type of, maybe an behind the scenes kind of grunt who maybe pulls the offense together a little bit, and maybe it's more of a cohesive unit today. I don't know. That's my silver lining for today. But I guess it seems like it's been kind of maybe a pessimistic week this week, maybe a little bit. So what's something that you think, Kev, that is giving you reason to be hopeful for today, and makes you think that we're gonna pull this out?
I think it's the Sean Payton effect.
Okay.
I think it's the chip on the shoulder that the Broncos are going to be walking into the stadium with after their performance from last week. I think it's a chip on the shoulder that they're walking in this week, knowing that they lost to the Chargers twice last year. They got swept by them for the first time. Even when the Broncos were at their worst, you could always count on the Chargers screwing up at least one of the usually in their home stadium, right? It always seemed like we lost here in Denver and we beat them over there in LA or wherever the hell they were at the time. So it was always like, even when we were at our worst, you're like, okay, we should be able to beat the Chargers at least once, right? And that happened. And then last year, weird things happened. Pat Surtain going down on the first play of the game, early on, the first game of the season we played against them. In the second game, that weird free kick special teams blunder that changed the momentum of the game. That entire second half was completely separate from the first half. So I think this team is young. They're hungry. They saw in the playoffs what they need to do to be able to play against playoff caliber teams and win. So all these things together, it's a lot of negative things that I think they're going to carry into this, to say that, hey, we have got to elevate our game. We have got to come in here treating them like the talented team they are. And we can't slack at all. Like little mistakes will lose us this game. So I think that's what's giving me a lot of hope.
Yeah. At least for me, I think being able to, like, in boxing, you get sparring partners to kind of emulate what an opponent's going to look like. A lot of the teams that beat Denver last year, like in LA, are able to use like 5-man fronts, 6-man fronts, and really kind of neutralize that pass rush. I think that's what Indy did in large part last week. So now the Denver defense has seen it. So we get a chance to maybe analyze it, see where we are a little short, maybe scheme things a little bit better, and that gives us a better chance for this week. I also want to point out, and maybe I got my orange colored glasses on a little bit, that I don't know that the Chargers are that. I mean, let's talk about their 2 wins. Like, we have the Chefs, who we all admit are very old and look like they're very tired and need to go take a nappy. and then we have the Raiders, who, despite looking better and have a very exciting piece in Ashton Jeanty, are pretty bad. For not to sugarcoat it, they're pretty bad. So they have a decent win over a bad team, and they have a win over an undermanned team. Whereas Denver has won 7 out of 8 of the quarters that they played. And I don't think that the conversation would be as negative as it has been this week if we just make 1 or 2 plays in that fourth quarter. So maybe do you think that maybe maybe we looked past Indy a bit too much last week, but we're praising the Chargers as being world beaters maybe a little too much this week.
No, I think that's a fair assumption or fair analysis of what's going on. I think you see this expectations, right? The expectations for the Broncos and their defense are sky high this season. For the Chargers, it's they're Chargers, they're good, and quietly nobody's saying it, but we're all expecting them to fall apart at some point before the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Eventually, the Chargers will Charger. It's just a matter of when, not if. And yes, it's less frequent now than it was. But yeah, it's okay. They beat the Chiefs, and there's still this cognition of thinking of the Chiefs from 3 or 4 years ago, right? Yeah. It's kind of like if I told you today we beat New England, are you really gonna be like, oh wow, all the Tom Brady, the Bill Belichick, we beat those guys? You're like, no, the today's New England of the crap, whoever they have running the show out there, right?
Right.
Well, it's not nearly as impressive. So look, and they beat, and the Chargers beat the Chiefs down in an international game, which is just already
that's a weird situation. Game.
Exactly,
it's a neutral site game. So I mean, come on.
Right. And I mean, any home game for the Chargers is basically a neutral site game. So maybe that's what gave them the advantage. They were used to that already. But
zing, it's that kind of show today, guys.
But yeah, I think the Broncos need to remember that they are, supposed to be the expectations are set there realistically, right? The talent is there. They should be able to go out and perform this way. And so, let's not overhype the Chargers, but let's not undercount the Broncos, is what you're saying. And I'm fully agreeing with that.
Right. And I think there's been a lot of that this week. I mean, look at the predictions, the pro predictions for this week.
Hey, did Adam Rank changes yet?
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't normally check, but I don't think that it has.
I'm going to pull it up.
Here we go.
Last time I saw,
but I'm definitely agreeing with most of the people that in the comments. I do think that a lot of the onus is going to be on the defense today. Especially with Herbert being the type of player that we know that he can be against Denver. I think that we do have the type of players that have been able to solve Herbert on more than one occasion.
Right.
So with a healthy Surtain, obviously, who he didn't pop up on any reports, even though they got hurt in game, and everybody aside from Greenlaw out there playing, I don't know why it's such a question of why this is going to be such a foregone conclusion that we're going to get rolled by LA today. I mean, I just don't see it.
Right. And so I think, it goes back to what when Anthony says defense needs to step up. Totally agree. And who said it earlier? I can't remember. It's going to be a tight game. And I totally agree with that. I would expect that to be the case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's get to some of these other comments here. Andrew says, expect Chargers to look to establish a quick passing game. And we see them do that for the first 2 games this season. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to test our backfield early and often.
That is certainly the style of play that seems to be where people are trying to attack us instead of trying to have instead of trying to have explosive plays against us, try to nickel and dime, have 10, 12, 15 play drives, and it's almost like a death by a million paper cuts because it neutralizes your pass rush. and you can bleed a defense for 5 and 6 yards at a time. It's easier in today's NFL. So I fully expect them to go quick as well. How does Denver combat that? That is a great question.
I don't know.
You need to get pressure with your front four, and you're gonna have to be good with your blitzes. You're gonna have to blitz in the right situations and circumstances. Sometimes VJ is very, very good at that, and sometimes
he's not.
He's not.
Sometimes he's not.
So I'm hoping today. You know what? I bet today that he is going to guess right on those blitzes.
I like it. Sean, again, great comment there. Defense needs to get going, and then Angelo, pass rush can't be missing tonight. You saw how upset Nick Bonito was after last game, and basically saying, I didn't do anything. I didn't do nearly enough. So again, I think these guys are walking into this game saying, hey, remember how we didn't do crap last week? We're not going to do that again. Right.
Yeah.
Alex Singleton, cough. Please,
I think
show up.
I think that's even been a departure from most Bronco seasons. Is there was a lot of mature responses after that loss, and a lot of mature responses during the week too about not being disappointed at the result and being, like almost remorseful a little bit. Like, if I would have made one more play, that game would have been ours. If I would have done this in this one situation, that I think kind of shows how much, even though that the season maybe has been a little uneven, how much meat is still on the bone, and how much they think how much growth that they still have left to do. So that's encouraging, I think.
Yeah. I would love for this to be a game in which the Chargers just go out there thinking that, so full of themselves, and then they just get smacked. They just get smacked to the ground. Like, can you imagine? You're still the Chargers. Go over there and shut up. Go in the corner.
Unless you have one of these, you're still at the kiddie table. We'll let you know when we're done talking. Okay.
Hey, I would say until they have multiple of those, they are still at the kiddie table in the AFC West.
Hey, when it comes to the AFC West, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep. Even the Raiders can sit at the adult table. I mean, we give them the scraps of the food, but they still sit at the adult table.
We have to feed them like Hannibal Lecter, because they'll be sitting at the table with a little mask, and we give them a straw. And
yes, Clarice.
Yeah. But anyway. They do have a place at the table, though. They do have a place at the table. So what does that say about you, LA? We let Hannibal Lecter sit at the table. What about you, man? Step your game up, man. Get your game up.
Just not today. Andrew, I expect Sutton to get involved today. He has a tough matchup. Now, looking back, and I haven't actually researched this, but I can't remember a time in which Courtland Sutton had two two bad games in a row. And I think, the team's going to look at why could they not get Sutton involved more last week, right? And so I think it's maybe a priority to get him involved. Like, we can't rely on him consistently, right? We have to spread the ball around and, make these passes, but you've got to make Courtland Sutton a threat. If they feel that they've neutralized Courtland Sutton, they're going to start focusing on these other guys, and it's going to become worse. So you've got to find a way for them to consistently worry about Sutton throughout the entirety of the game. And I would agree with that, Andrew.
I mean, you always want. You re-signed him because he is your number one receiver. Your number one receiver had 1 catch on 4 targets and was a non-factor. So that whenever you get that kind of production out of your number one receiver, that's bad. That's hard to overcome. It's even harder to overcome against good teams like LA. So hopefully they don't. Hopefully they do. They get him worked in early, and they maybe get his one derpy catch out of the way maybe early, so that way we can get just to the highlight reel. Throw it up there. Court's down there somewhere, just throw it up type of catches. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh man. Hey guys, we are 5 minutes away from opening the score prediction challenge. So do not post your score predictions yet. They do not count until we have officially opened the challenge, just mostly for my tracking purposes, and that there's no well, you guessed this before and this other person guessed it after. What are we getting? So just wait, hold on, 5 more minutes. The rules are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And we will go over those here in a few minutes. We'll do a couple more comments. We'll go over the halftime stuff. And then we'll do some more talking about this upcoming game in about 40 minutes or so, man. It is coming time. Angelo, question. We kind of talked about this at the beginning of the show, but we can recap it. Yeah, did we get bamboozled? Now, it's tough to say. I can't sit here and say he's a bust. We haven't seen anything from him yet.
I think that's fair.
The problem...
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. So the concern is he going to be able to get anything on the field at all? Like, is he going to be able to get onto the field? If we get through the majority of the season and let's assume, knock on wood, that, we do get in the playoffs, and that he shows up in the playoffs and is a major factor, in us making some super noise in the playoffs, right? Then we can't sit here and say he was a bust. It just sucked that we didn't have him all year. But if he turns out to be this player that we sign, we bring him, and he just can never get on the field, then you can sit here and say that we got bamboozled for sure. And not necessarily to anyone's fault. Like, we can't predict the future. But it sucks that, we weren't able to get him to a point with him being healthy enough to go out there and put anything good on the field.
I do agree with that. One of the things that came up during the acquisition is he 100% from the injuries that he had from the Super Bowl following him into last season? And it was an assurance that this was not an issue. So for him to have nothing but quad issues and to not, first it was, okay, no preseason, fine. Then no opener, fine. Then a few weeks. Then now it's short-term IR. So I mean, if we keep pushing the date back, I think it's entirely fair to be a little concerned that maybe we don't get him for any part of this year, which, God forbid. But I think that's something that's definitely on the table now to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, guys. Time will tell, but it's going to be at least 4 weeks minimum before you can come back. So we'll talk about this again in a month, guys. Let's table that conversation.
If you have a healthy quad, contact the Denver Broncos and say, Dre, you can have my quad. I'm not doing anything with it. If it'll, I don't know if our quads are made of different things. Probably
you would just need 3 or 4 people's quads to make up for his quads. So you would need 3 or 4 donors. Yeah.
Boom. Problem solved. 𝐷𝐸𝐺 all about efficiency. You have my the long story long. You have my quad, Dre, if you want it.
If you need it, we'll get you Adam's contact information. Just let us know.
And if you want to slip me $100K under the table, we'll talk. Find your speed. Find your speed.
Couple more comments here, guys. Andrew, turnovers will
I like that
big factor in today's game. Need to play clean on offense. We saw turnovers. We couldn't get any last week, right? So, and Justin Herbert last season at least was really, really good about not throwing interceptions and turning over the football. So we have got to find a way. And I kind of talked about this last week on the Tuesday show. Where's the desperation from the defense? Where's that same intensity that we saw from the 20 defense of you have the ball, I want the football, I am going to take the football away from you, right? Where's the smacking at the ball? Where's the fighting harder for the interceptions, right? And it just I need to see that intensity. I need to see them punching at the football, smacking at the football, saying, "Get me the ball," right? We just haven't seen that in the first 2 games, I want that fight, that drive, that fire to come back and really light their ass, in gear.
I would agree with that. To an extent. That game last week just had a weird vibe to the defensive, or to the second half, in large part. But to what you're saying is there that same kind of like passion that like all great defenses have? And I think you see it in spots. I think you've seen it like in the Tennessee game. I think you saw it in spots. Doing it on the road is a bit of a challenge, especially now. This may be where this actually helps Denver on the road, because is this going to be a true road game for the Broncos? And I think that we have seen historically, no, it is not. This is a very it being a 60-40 LA to Bronco fan ratio would be generous. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's so, this may be 50-50 split. Now, it didn't do much to win us the game last time, but if we're talking about guys needing to feed off the crowd to kind of get themselves, they're going to get it here. It's not going to it's not going to be like it was last week in Indianapolis. It's going to be different. Maybe tapping into the crowd a bit going into LA.
For sure. All right, guys, a couple things, and then we will open up the score prediction challenge. So a little halftime announcement here. First off, don't forget to join us at halftime of the game for our halftime hash show, as we break down all the information and plays and stats from the first half, get some instant reactions, and talk about what we need to do to secure a win in the second half. So make sure you join us at halftime, because I know what you do when halftime starts. You pick up your phone. Think about it for a second. What do? You don't just sit there and watch commercials. No, you grab your phone and you start scrolling on something. That's fine. Come on over to Bourbon Broncos No B.S, the halftime hash, and we will talk about the game for throughout halftime there. Tomorrow night, Monday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we got our post-game podcast live on all the different platforms, so make sure you tune in for that. And then you can also listen to that later on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. And Tuesday night, our flagship show, Bourbon Broncos No B.S, at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Make sure you tune in for all those different things. Also, guys, head on over to the website. We got that live. Make sure you not only sign up, but hey, guys, we got our game day chat. So once you create a profile, head on over to the game day chat, and we can talk about the Broncos game throughout the entirety of the game together. And just, hey, even if I'm not there, you guys can talk about the game amongst yourselves, right? This is open for everybody. So head on over. It's just free to sign up for all this stuff and check out the game day chat, guys. Also, don't forget to set your Broncos mood level. Tell us how you're feeling.
All right.
Today, I'm gonna say 7. So
we're at a 7
overall. Broncos country. Everybody who said that so far on the website, we're averaging confident. So
confident. I like it. I like it
I like it a lot. So come on over, guys. Check out the website as well. With that being said, it is time for the score prediction challenge, guys. It is officially open. You all get one entry. The first score prediction that you enter will be the one that counts. You can enter 10, you can enter 20, you can enter 30, and all that's going to do is help our algorithm. If you tell me that you got the score prediction right,
too.
Okay, maybe post other stuff other than score predictions, but either way, we're only going to take the first one that you submit. So if you tell me that you got the score prediction correct and that the Broncos won, I'm going to go check, and if I see you posted one before that, I'm gonna have to disqualify you, or so that in mind. So open those up, start posting your score predictions for today's game. Again, you have to guess the Broncos to win, only one per person, and then help me out by remembering what your score prediction is. Maybe take a screenshot or something, and that way, when you're right, you can send that in to us on either the website or Facebook or whatever with the screenshot. It helps me go find it to confirm it, and we will get you a jersey of your choice. So I love the score predictions already coming in, guys. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Oh, last thing. Before we start breaking down the score predictions here from everybody and talking about some other stuff, we are one subscriber away on YouTube from hitting 800. So we need one more person today to go on over and get us to that 800 mark, guys. That'd be a huge help. Make sure you're following us on YouTube as well. It's youtube.com/ I'll pull it up for everybody here once I find it. Right here, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, youtube.com/@orangeweekly.
Oh,
okay.
I did not agree to shave anything. I don't know where that came in. That's not in my contract. No, sir.
You say that now. We'll see what happens later. Okay, let's get to some score predictions. We're seeing some good ones. Jose, 38-24, 27-17, 20. So I like these high scoring, and look, we put up 28 against the Colts. So let's go out there today and do the same thing. I like where these numbers are at. Michael with a little lower one there. Jeremiah, 24-20. I like that one too. Didn't mean to skip over that. So here you go. Looking at these, Jerry, 30-21. I'm not going to read them all out, guys. It's going to take way too long. But what are you seeing from these scores, Adam? Without giving away your own, what are you thinking?
You know what? I'm seeing a pretty convincing win, honestly. I'm not seeing a whole lot of. I maybe see some close ones, but I'm not seeing. Well, for one, I'm not seeing any Charger wins. So I think Broncos country sometimes voices their displeasure rather accurately, sometimes with the state of the team. And that is not the case this time, where they think that this will end in a loss. They are saying that they are confident and that we were going to go out and take this again.
Yep. Totally agree, man. You're a little frozen. So I'm going to talk while you're frozen. And that is okay. Yeah, the score predictions, I like these. Jose, you already entered one, buddy. Now you're back, Adam. Now you're back.
There we go. I was just, screaming at clouds. It's no big deal.
There you go.
As I'm any other thoughts? Sometimes. I'm seeing convincing wins, and I'm seeing a lot of confidence in this team. So I think, obviously that one bad quarter left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, including our own. But I don't think people are holding it are putting.
Ooh. Gary with Adam's quads.
28
Broncos 14. So yeah. You back? There you go. You're back again.
I am back.
We got you. We heard pretty much everything you said. I like this with Adam's quads. Broncos 28-14.
They did call me Quadzilla, but that was a long time in high school. So it's been.
I like it. I like it. Lucy, the 21-28 with the Broncos winning. I love that too. So look, and again, another thing here, a lot of close scores, right? And that I would not be surprised today. No, Andrew, let's make all of our field goal attempts today. And look at Big Nuts Lutz. He's pretty damn accurate. You can't get more, consistently accurate as him. It's just he's human. And he happened to be human at the worst time possible. I do not expect now. Look, if he misses another one today, maybe we sit here and say, "Hey, dude, pull your head out of your butt." If he does it 3 games in a row, maybe we start to have concerns. So we are far away from being concerned about it. But either way, we do need the special teams to be incredibly solid today.
I think that's probably one of the places where we can see the biggest improvement. And Angelo, great comeback there.
Baducha. Put your internet on IR, man. We'll see you in 4 weeks.
Just short term IR. Just short term. Until we'll figure it out. I got nothing, so I will take my L on that one.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Oh, geez. Let's see. I think there was some comments here. So guys, if you're joining now, make sure you put in your score predictions. One thing from Andrew here, has the Easter egg on the website been found? No, we have not had any other guesses since Tuesday as to what the Easter egg is. If you tune in on Tuesday and it is still not found, I will give the last hint because anything else is just going to straight up give it away. And so it is, once again, somewhere on the website. This Easter egg, this little joke, could be anywhere on the website. However, the hints that we have given so far is new users are more likely to find this than existing users. And the second hint is from Adam, very nicely from you. I like this. if you are an existing user, maybe you just want to go back and pretend like you're a new user. And maybe that will help you, figure something out. You don't have to create a whole nother account. Just maybe think about what we're saying here and the words without me explaining any further what this is. So also, because I've had a couple guesses. Yeah, go for it.
What you should do is you should go get 5 friends and tell them to register for the website, and then have them get 5 friends to also register for the website. If it starts to resemble, a certain, a shape,
red,
ignore that, and just keep getting people to subscribe to the website, and you will find it eventually. I promise.
Yes, you will. You will. So you guys are close. For guesses that have already been made multiple times, I'll go ahead and let everybody know. It is not the examples, like when you're your information. It's not the John Elway for your name. It's not the Go Broncos at GoBroncos.com as the example email. Those are just placeholders, right, to show you what to enter. But those are not the Easter eggs. So again, for anybody who doesn't know, if you find the Easter egg, you will get top tier free membership for life on the website. You will never have to pay a dime to access anything we ever put on the website. And you'll get your own special little badge, maybe an MVP or a HOF or Hall of Famer. Something that will set you apart from every other user on the website for all time, because I will not be doing this a second time. This is a one and only offer of a free lifetime membership. One-time offer. This Sunday. Also, guys, if you do register this year, everybody who registers during the 2025 season will get automatically upgraded for free once we introduce membership tiers next year. So this is the year to sign up for free and access all our content. And once again, guys, head on over to the game day chat. You can find that on the homepage. Head on over. Game day chat button up here. Or if you come down over to the huddle down here, you can select the game day chat and chat with us throughout the entirety of the game. So make sure you check that out. Let's see. Andrew says, I go to the bathroom and mix a drink at halftime. Okay, but you probably also have your phone with you at some point. So just pull it up, take us wherever you need to take us. I'll just say it that way. Michael, already at my point for Tuesday, we absolutely have to pressure Herbert and we have to cover McConkey. He is small, fast, quick, and has hands like a Venus fly trap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Michael, are you a writer?
Yeah, you were a writer.
and
that's well said. Seriously.
If you are, do you want to write about the Broncos?
We're looking. We're looking for article writers, so and contributors.
DM us anyway
if you're interested.
Anyway, Michael,
Oh, you're frozen. Jerry says, "Where's Dave?" Dave is out shopping for new puffball.
You get a guy on their butt, Herbert's a ton.
Yeah,
to get picks. So I think that you're gonna have to pressure him into throwing picks. So that's your cue. Zach Allen. That's your cue. DJ Jones. That's your cue. Nick Benito. Coop. All those guys. You're gonna need to get to Herbert today in order to speed up that clock a little.
Adam's going to have to do some emergency surgery on his internet there. Yes, hint number 3 is not my beard. It is not my beard. It's not the Easter egg. It's not in here. It is not the beard, whatever. Let's see. Washington beating Vegas. I like that, Michael. That's really good to see. Michael saying, I wonder if Rich Carlos is still available. I don't know. Could be a good question there. Could be a good question. Andrew, we're going to have to do some emergency surgery on your internet, I think, man. It is not happening with you today.
It's not. No es bueno today, man. I don't know what the deal is.
No worries. No worries. Well, hey, guys. Yeah, see if that helps. We are 15 minutes away from ending the show and getting ready for the game ourselves. So we're going to give our own score predictions soon, guys. Remember, enter your score prediction. If you haven't already, you only get one guess. So whatever you enter first is the one we are going to go with. But hopefully the Broncos win today. And I would love to give out a free jersey today, man. That means the Broncos won and one of our fans won as well. So definitely a good day to have this happen. let's see, a couple last things. So anything else we haven't talked about, Adam, that you're thinking about for this game? I know we haven't mentioned 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐻 being out yet. What impact do you think that's going to have?
I mean, just
good.
I mean, 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐻. I don't think it's the 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐻 of 3 years ago, but I mean, he is one of their defensive leaders. He is a starter on their defense. So the fact that he will not be playing, and a guy who always seems to play well against Denver, and no matter what state of or what team he's playing for. So no 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐻, good for me. But maybe we could talk about the inactives and just kind of seems like the same guys that, Jaleel McLaughlin kind of looking like this is going to be his place until something changes with the day. And that may be his place, but kind of seems like the same set of guys. Savion Jones, the Rook is still out there or still sitting. So, I mean, and then of course you got Greenlaw and you got Ingram. So, but Denver is relatively healthy. Even without Greenlaw, is still, I mean, obviously relatively healthy.
Right. So, I mean, the people that we want to be out there are out there for the vast majority of it. So it's just a matter of, dude, go do your job. You know, hey, cough, Alex Singleton, cough, cough, cough. Go do your job.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I also don't think that LA runs the ball as well as they did last year. And I know that they had Dobbins. Yeah. So I don't think that they run.
We haven't talked about that. Return home game for Dobbins.
Do we?
Maybe giving him a little extra fire today too.
I would be totally okay with a J.K. Dobbins revenge game and just running wild for, a $150 and 2 scores or something like that.
I'll take 100. I'll take 101 yards. I will take 100. Just break that record of us not having a 100-yard rusher in a game. 101 yards on the day rushing. I would love that. 150 I will take, but good Lord.
Now, I know that it was set up as like a true 50-50 split with him and Harvey at the start of the year. Are we kind of already past that, and we've already established that Dobbins is the one, and Harvey's going to be just the guy that spells him?
Yeah, until Dobbins breaks. And I don't say that to be mean. I'm not trying to like wish anything upon him. We just know his injury history since high school, right? Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
this isn't like if he gets injured, anyone's going to be like, what? How can that have happened? It's like, yeah, it was time. The fact that he's got any amount of playing time and has been looking good is really good.
Right.
Not wishing anything bad on him. It's just, we're going to get every bit out of him we can until we just literally can't, because he's J.K. Dobbins, and that's just unfortunate that he's injury prone. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope he doesn't get injured at all this season and he just looks fantastic and runs us all the way into the playoffs and makes some noise, right? That would be freaking phenomenal. But I think let's let RJ Harvey get some experience. Let's not put him in any situation that's going to either hurt him or cause something bad for the team. And that way, when his number is called up due to potential J.K. Dobbins injury, then he's going to be the one responsible for it. So I like how they're handling it. Let's get everything we can out of JK while we can.
Yeah. I don't think that's even I think it'd be more of a surprise at this point if J.K. Dobbins did finish the season. And again, not that we don't want that. We do want that. But his injury history is I think substantial enough that it's not a stretch to say that he may miss a game once or twice this season. So
yeah.
No,
we'll see.
My Wi-Fi is not in Aurora. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong there. We'll workshop that. We're gonna workshop that.
Yes, and for anyone who doesn't know who Carlos is, this was the barefoot kicker.
Barefoot kicker.
Just a historical legend in Broncos history. For anybody who wants to go look him up, he just doesn't matter how cold it was or anything. He was out there barefoot kicking these field goals. It was amazing.
Fun fact, the team used to have a picture day with Denver Bronco players, And there is a picture probably of your boy getting his picture taken with Rich Karlis. We did not.
He cut out right at the end of the important part of that story, guys. That was I was going to ask him if
get
Karlis
his foot in the pictures.
There, yeah. I was going to ask. I was going to ask if he got his feet in the pictures because that
you know, that would have made it like, oh my God, that's the internet legend. But
yeah, and you can't imagine that would be a weird, like if you go up to a celebrity or an NFL player and be like, hey, can I get a picture of you? And they say, yeah. And you're like, okay, can you take off your shoes and socks too, please? They would be weirded out, right? I think Karlis would be like, yeah, that's okay. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. We were on the exact same page with how that was going. Because I could just see like, Rich Karlis, can I get a picture with you? And he just starts like, yeah, and just like,
I know what you want. I know what you want. Let's take the shoes off. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Jerry asks, how is our defense? Man, we are about to find out. I'm really thinking sitting here right now, minutes before the game. Last week was a fluke. Last week was a wake-up call. Last week was a humbling game to say that, we cannot play like this and expect to win almost any game.
No,
best 50% of the games. Right. And that is not a formula for success. That's not a formula for winning the division. And it starts this week. It starts today. So the defense had better go out there and figure out, how to defend against Herbert and McConkey and all these other players, and shut them down quickly to allow our offense to get going. Because you start letting the Chargers get going at any point, man, that's deadly. So not saying it's impossible, but you got to be careful because Herbert, you just got to respect Herbert for who he is. He is a good quarterback. Harfield, yeah, he's a Harbaugh, great head coach, right? So you just got to respect them. They're not amazing. They're not Super Bowl champions, but they're still good, and going out there and playing like he did against the Colts, you're going to have the same result.
Yeah. For as much as we think that this is a winnable game, it's not so much that you can go in and play bad and think that you're going to come out ahead too. This, like, we know the team knows that they're capable of playing better than this. Broncos country as a whole, it knows that they're better, that they're capable of playing better than this. I don't think the fan sentiment this week would be what it was if we didn't think that they could play better. So, but like what you said, Kev, the onus on playing better starts today, because if you go in with the same effort and performance against Tennessee, you will lose this game. If you go in with the same effort and performance like you did last week, you will lose this game. If you are not clean in a certain area, like offense, defense, special teams, especially special teams, you will lose this game. So the bar has been set, and now let's go and let's play now. Let's do that.
Yep, I like it. Well, man, it's time for us to give our own score predictions, and this was the last chance. And just so everybody knows, if you watch this, and the score prediction challenge is open up until kickoff at 2:05 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you haven't entered your one and only score prediction chance yet, or entry yet, go ahead and type that into the chat so we can see what that is. Let's see. Carlos a few years ago contacted me at work. He was a sales agent. I sent him a card and he signed. That's fantastic. It's good to hear when these guys are just good people too. Adam is just doing his best Max Headroom imitation.
How did you know?
How did you know? I like that. Jerry, I think you've mentioned this to us before. And again, I'm sure your daughter's a great person, but nobody can be perfect. So, oh man. I think the Colts are going to be a surprise team this year and do better. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it might be later on in the season. We're sitting here saying, like, hey, we only lost to the Colts by a point, and they, they're a playoff.
And we should have won that game.
Yeah. Right. So we'll see, man. But hey, Adam, let's do it. Score predictions for ourselves. What are you seeing? What are you thinking? And any other final thoughts?
I am gonna go 30 30-27 Broncos. I do think this is going to be a one-score game. It's a tight divisional contest. And it would be remiss of anybody to think that the stakes for this one are not high, because it's not. I mean, divisional games are important, but this isn't just a divisional game. This is a barometer to see who is going to be behind the Bills and the Ravens as class of the AFC. I think a little bit.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's, Josh Allen, the Bills, Lamar and the Ravens, and then who else? So
yeah,
the Chargers, I think, want to make that case that they're that third team there. I think the national sentiment would want them there too. Or think that the winner of this game should be in that conversation. So, I mean, divisional rights, conference rights, the loser having to potentially dig themselves out of a hole, a quarter into the season, is big. So the stakes are this one. This isn't just, fixing, riding the ship, or still having time to right the ship. Lose this game, and there could be some pretty dire consequences. So
yeah, I like it.
So
I like it. Close game.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a close game.
You said what?
30-27 Broncos.
I'm gonna go 20. I don't know. 28-26. I think we're going to win off of stopping a 2-point conversion at the end of the game.
All right.
The Chargers trying to tie it up to go to overtime.
All right. I like it.
Yep. I think they'll drive down for a touchdown, and it'll be up to the defense to make that one stop for the 2-point conversion, and they stop them. And I think that's how it ends. I think that would be the perfect way. The Chargers would charger at the last second there. So, and then like James says,
God's mouth.
First place with a win. So, dude, lots on the line, man. It's going to be a good game, and we are a little more than 5 minutes away or so from kickoff. So it's time for Adam and I to go grab our own drinks and get set up for the game, make sure the TV's on, all that good stuff. And, man, we will see you back here at halftime, everybody, for the Halftime Hash Show as we break down the first half of the game. Make sure you're tracking what score prediction you had, so that if you're right, let us know. Head on over to the website, broncosandbourbon.com. Head on over to the game day chat and look for that Easter egg too. But I'll be in there talking Broncos with anybody that's there as well. So head on over and let's enjoy the game, man. Good luck to the Broncos. Adam, thank you as always, buddy. And I just think I have nothing left to say other than end this as we always do on a very strong Go Broncos.
Go Broncos. Let's go.
Take care, everyone.
What I like, sip and go, sip is right, and